Good morning, good evening, good night, depending what time you're watching this video. I'm Tamara, aka Sweet Tamara, on Instagram and YouTube, and I'm just here to give you just another word of encouragement. So I was reading through the Bible and I came across the story of Moses and the 12 men. So Moses asked 12 men to go to the promised land that God had promised his people, and they went and they were going to come back with a report of what they've seen. Now, there were two sets of views of what they saw. There were people who saw half glass full, half glass empty. The people who were half glass full, they were like, we got this. Like, God has brought us through. Like, come on, he has opened waters for us, so we know we can do this. Other people are like, nah, there's people there. We're gonna have to fight them. They're gonna be in the way. It's too much of a challenge. It's not possible. And what I learned from this lesson, what you see is what you get. If you're that person that God has told to start that business, and he's already ordered his steps for you, he's already ordered your steps. Like, he has given you the vision, he has given you the talent, he has given you the people to confide in, and the ball is rolling. But you get to a point where you're starting to see what God has promised you in front of you. It's there. And this is where the crossroad splits. And I hope that you catch it so you don't lose your blessing. Because what God promised is going to come. But what you do with that promise is there's a next step for it. And if that promise or that business has started and you got to the point where, all right, God, it's been a year and I have to pause because maybe I have to take care of a parent, or it's been a year now and I feel like someone else just started the same business as me, but they're succeeding more. God cannot work with fear. God cannot work with doubt. God cannot work with comparison. So if you're that person who starts seeing negative in the situation, God can't work with that, so you lose out on that blessing. In the story, the men that had negative views never saw the promised land. And also, they brought people down with them. So think about it. If God has promised you something and he's working on it, and it's right there in your face, and you start having fear and doubt over it, if you have fear and doubt over it, you can mess up maybe the generations that's coming after you. Like, you can mess that blessing not only for yourself, but for your children and your children's children. But when it comes to it, sometimes it's just like, oh snap, it's that, like, is this for real? Have faith and just know that God is going to see you through no matter what. Like, God is not a person who starts something and without the finish line. Like, if he said that you're going to have a successful business, you're going to have a successful business. If he said that you even start the business, it's going to happen. It's going to flourish. So stay positive. Don't think negative. The two men that ended up seeing positive ended up being into the promised land and flourishing. So what you see is what you get when it comes to God. And when your promise comes to you, when God gives you that job, when God gives you that business deal, when God gives you that husband or wife that he has promised you, don't think negative when it comes to you. Think positively, like, you know what, God, you promised this, and I know it's going to be okay. I know it's going to go through. And that's what I've learned through this story. I hope this encouraged you. Just remember that you're important, that you're valuable, that you have purpose, and most of all, you're blessed and highly favored. Have a good one.